Hi. So I would like to fill in the gaps with the Tenant Protection Voucher for the Foster Youth to Independence initiative that just came out recently, because there's a lot of interest in this grant, as there appropriately should be. There should definitely be a lot of interest into this Foster Youth to Independence grant. And so there are a lot of unknowns about this particular grant, because it's the first time that this grant has been announced in this fashion. So one thing that I would like to advise, because I am a grant writer with 12 years of experience, is that when a grant comes out for the very first time, you actually have the very best opportunity to be awarded one of those grants. And the reason for that is a lot of people just will not apply for it because it is a brand new grant. So competition will be the less than it has ever been, because there will be less competition, which gives you the opportunity to be one of the few that applies, and hopefully one of the few that is selected to win the award. So make sure that this opportunity does not pass you by if you qualify for this grant, which is really important. So one of the qualifications for this grant is the fact that you must be a public housing authority that is operating a housing choice voucher program. You must currently have an HCV program in your platform. So you can have an HCV program, and that is really good. A next qualifier is the fact that you cannot be a prior awarded Family Unification Program awardee. Yes, I know that's unfortunate for the FUP awardees, but if you have been awarded a FUP voucher in the past, you do not qualify for this particular grant. So it's none awarded FUP grantees. None awarded FUP grantees. That's kind of odd sounding, but you cannot be awarded a Family Unification Program grant in previous years ever before. And there is an interesting reasoning behind it that HUD has presented. So what HUD said is that the Family Unification Program actually covers the demographic that this particular grant is out to serve. So the Family Unification Program grant is for kids aging out of foster care, as well as families where they have children, and the children will be taken away from them because of unstable housing conditions, or the kids have actually already been taken away from them, and to get the kids back, they have to achieve stable housing in order to get the kids back. So the Family Unification Program is for those groups. But after doing some research, what HUD has found is that 95% of the FUP vouchers are actually going towards families. And the kids aging out of foster care, they're only getting 5% of the FUP vouchers. And so that is causing kids aging out of foster care to become homeless very soon after aging out of foster care, because they do not have stable housing conditions after they leave their foster homes, and or they have very tenuous unstable housing situations when they age out of foster care. So HUD is realizing this, and that's why they have come out with this new funding opportunity for the Tenant Protection Voucher for the Foster Youth to Independence initiative. So because a grantee, a housing authority that has the Family Unification program will have the opportunity to already house these foster kids. They're making it possible for other public housing authorities that do not have the Family Unification Program voucher to now get the opportunity to house these youths aging out of foster care that's within their jurisdiction. So remember, you are eligible if you're a public housing authority administering administering a housing choice voucher program. That's the first eligibility criterion. You cannot be a prior Family Unification Program grantee, so you cannot have that as a prior award in your platform. You must also enter into a partnership agreement with your public child welfare agency as well as your continuum of care. So these are basic eligibility criterions that you must ensure that you have before you apply for this grant funding opportunity. This grant funding opportunity is on a rolling basis. There is absolutely no grant due date. So get your applications in there as soon as possible because it will be competitive. So you want to be one of the first public housing authorities that submits your application to the funding agency for consideration of this grant award. So you can request up to 25 foster youth to independence HCV vouchers to house kids aging out of foster care. You can request up to 25 of these Section 8 vouchers within a fiscal year. So get started on your application right away.